Hello, well, I'm Jon Hibbins and I own Psytec Games, and we make this game, Crystal Rift.
Crystal Rift is a first-person dungeon crawler with an emphasis on environmental puzzles, trap traversal and the occasional bit of combat, all wrapped up in a traditional Dungeon Master style story peppered with very British humour. When we tried out the game with Steam VR, we found an experience so immersive that we came close to falling over several times throughout the demo, and felt like at last we were the stars of our own episode of Nightmare. Although we didn't find Treyarch at EGX 2015, we did find the game's creator, Jon Hibbins, who told us all about his inspirations when making the game, his experiences with designing for VR, and that he doesn't think that we're the best gaming talk show on Twitch and YouTube.
The game itself is quite Dungeons and Dragons-y.
Yeah.
Is that something that was a big influence?
Yeah, you know, I like fantasy worlds myself. I don't want to spoil the storyline, but it's not all Dungeons and Dragons. Eventually, you will find that out. But yeah, no, it's absolutely. Why not?
I mean, there's a bit of humour in there as well.
Yeah, there's quite a bit. We're trying to. Nick Pittam, who's not here today, sadly, but he's here tomorrow. He does the storyline. There's a good storyline, and it develops throughout the game. But yeah, he's trying to put humour in there, and it's working well. And we're very proud of having a rich background to it, not just an empty dungeon.
Is the lives something that you're just doing for the demo, or is that something?
No, we're going to keep that. We debated XP is effectively lives. It's just that you've got 100% lives, and eventually run out. And we wanted something that was easy to represent in VR. And actually, if we'd have given you an XP bar or a health bar, it wouldn't have had quite the same. It's like, oh, I've got hit once, I've lost 10. And you would have to interrupt the whole thing to show that in some way, or overlay or demonstrate it. And we just felt like we don't want to show anything. We just want to make it, and in reality, if you're hit with a sword, that's going to hurt you and you're going to be stunned for a few minutes, right? So the whole concept of fading out to lost a life and coming back in again, it doesn't break the immersion as much, and we're very proud of that mechanic, and it works really well, we think.
So it's obviously a game that's made for VR.
Well, it works really well without VR. It's a 2D non-VR game. Actually, some of the VR things you do, like putting the detail in the world that allows you to lean in, and the cobwebs and the dust in the air, present really, really well, because you've got to make it room scale, you've got to make everything accurate. When you do a non-VR perspective of it, that works really well. So yeah, no, it's totally playable in non-VR. But yeah, where it excels is in VR because you're in the game, so it's a different experience.
We tried the demo on the HTC Vive. Is it going to be available on any of the other VR headsets?
Yeah, not all the headsets. So, not every headset ever made, I'm sure, but the three top ones. So HTC Vive, the Oculus Rift, and the PlayStation VR.
And is it releasing at the same time in all formats?
Well, it will release on the opening stores of each one. So I think first to market is probably going to be HTC Vive, and then the Oculus Rift, and then the Morpheus slightly later.
You say you've developed for all three of the main VR helmets. It's too early to say which of them will win VR, but in your experience, which of them has sort of...
Does there need to be a winner?
There doesn't need to be a winner, but there always is one.
As long as VR wins, then we're all winners.
Okay, so they're all on a level then?
I think they're all very, very cool. If you had a lot of money, you would buy all of them because they're all awesome. And that's probably not what most people want to hear. Most people want an opinion of get this one, but I don't think you can go wrong. They're all really cool.
What was it about VR that attracted you, that made you want to make a game?
What isn't there? What isn't there about VR? Being inside Dungeon Master is incredibly attractive in terms of our game. But being inside any world that somebody else has constructed, and then getting the feeling that you're actually in that space and that not quite knowing what's going to happen next, because unlike the real world, you can pretty much do anything you want in virtual worlds. So what's next? And that's the fun. And what's next is the whole thing we're trying to work out and experience ourselves now. So hopefully VR will, well, not even hopefully, VR is already showing that you can do some amazing things, and it's just going to get better.
But you're obviously very passionate about games. What has it inspired you to get into gaming in general?
Well, I wrote my first game on a ZX81 when I was 9 probably, but my first published game on Amiga Power in 19 something or other. Exactly. It was called Squigs. So I've loved gaming ever since it was first started to exist. I've had most consoles. I've had an awful lot of games and many hours of playing them. So I still love gaming today. I'm getting older and a few more grey hairs, but it doesn't stop me being passionate about games. I'm still an avid gamer myself. Pretty much dedicated to VR now. I play almost exclusively VR. I'm playing Yoshi's Woolly World with my 9-year-old daughter. And play a bit of Minecraft with her as well. But yeah, no, me personally, I'm now pretty much in VR, and I'm looking for the type of games I want to be pulled into VR and reimagined. So RTSs, I played Air Mac the other day, amazing game in VR, really enjoyed to play it. And there's plenty on the lineup of the launch lineups of VR that I'll personally be investing in.
Do you remember VR from the first time around?
Yes, I do. I lived in Nottingham actually and moved south many years ago. So Nottingham had their own VR. I can't remember what they're called, but the big headset.
Virtuality.
Yeah, virtuality. So they had 2 of those, and they made a game called Wizard. And I also had the pleasure of playing in the Trocadero Centre on Pterodactyl. So I've known VR, but yeah, even at that time I wanted it, but yeah, a lot's changed, and now it's a real thing rather than trying to be a real thing.
Not including Crystal Rift, if you could only play one game for the rest of your life, which would it be?
That's the rest of my life, one game. If you only could have one game, I'd probably have World of Warcraft. But only because it's very sociable, almost never ending, and you can invest your life in it. But that's not a fair question. It's not necessarily the best game in the world, but it is the game that I'd probably want to spend more time in than any other game.
Our show's called Parallax Live on Twitch and YouTube. So if you could say I'm
not going to do that. I'm going to say one of the best gaming talk shows on
the best gaming talk show.
No, it's going to say one of them. Right.
The very best.
Hi, I'm Jon Hibbins on Parallax Live. One of the best gaming talk shows on Twitch and YouTube. Possibly the best.
Definitely the very best. Thank you ever so much. Really nice to talk to you.
I can't piss off everyone else in the world.